Preview. Preview.
Are you serious? Are you serious? What? This is Beebe, Arkansas. And this is Sheila White. Lives right here in Beebe. You lived here your whole life.
Yes, sir.
And I had to come to Beebe because this is really, well, whenever I did a video about the dead birds, the dead fish, and the dead cows, the video went national, we went international, and we were interviewed by CNN and everyone. All I did was just tell people that this was a apocalyptic sign of the end times, and it really happened. 5,000 blackbirds fell from the sky here in Beebe, Arkansas on New Year's Eve to bring in the year 2011. What was it like when that happened?
Well, the first notification I got, my sister called me and said, have you seen what's going on? And I said no. And the streets and the firemen and several people were out. I guess they were collecting birds at this time, but it was later in the day because it happened right after midnight, I believe. But really, you know, it was just, everybody was talking about it and we didn't understand what had happened. We didn't know if it was poison in the air. We didn't know if it was some kind of toxic
plume or something.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was. You know, the controversy, you know, saying that it was fireworks. Don't know. It just makes no sense. We have no idea. And to this day, I guess we still don't know.
But it happened right in here. This is like a little swamp.
This is the area.
Kind of a low-lying swamp area. And that, I guess, that tree line, there was, how many birds were here? I mean, are we talking?
Well, it would be like right before, I guess you would call it, right before winter. They would all come in this area, and every evening, like before the sun would set, we would have millions and millions of birds that would settle here. At present time, there's a Walmart, but this whole area was just covered in big trees, and it was much lower. They had to bring in a bunch of backfill, you know, to build it up. But yeah, it was a beautiful sight, you know, just millions and millions of birds.
And this had never happened before.
Well, they were here for years, as far as I know. But when this episode happened, I don't know how many millions were at the time, but we don't see them hardly that much anymore. Well, we see little pockets of them all over Beebe that come in, but nothing like what they used to be back here. Now they've cut all the trees down and they've removed a lot of the underbrush. But yeah, it was something.
So folks, if some of you maybe watched this video and if over 5,000 blackbirds fell out of the sky, and I actually talked to people on the phone here in Beebe who said birds were bouncing off the roof of their houses. They were dead birds in their yards. Trucks, people drove around with pickup trucks filling up half a truckload of dead birds. And just, it was apocalyptic is really the word. It doesn't make sense.
It's something that does not happen. Yeah. And
they did an autopsy on 63 of the birds to see if maybe there was some kind of toxins or did something cause this. And all of the birds, there was no disease, there was nothing toxic in them. They all just died of blunt force trauma. They just dove into the ground, which is amazing.
Yeah. The only thing that I could possibly even suggest that might have happened, if these were birds that follow sequence as the birds fly, you know, as they fly and they swoop, if that's the type they are, the only thing I could add to that is that their sonar got messed up, and when they came to follow the rest of the flight, they didn't
crashed.
make it. They hit the ground.
That's the only thing you can come up with.
That's the only thing I can think of.
And you know, the thing is, of course, you used to have fireworks during on New Year's Eve, so the mayor decided the next year no fireworks. All right, so the mayor said no fireworks the next year.
Right.
But there might have been a few individuals, but 6,000 birds fell out of the sky. So again, were the people freaking out? I mean, there was a lot of media that was actually covering this.
Well, the people, I think, were just as stunned as I was. You just don't hear anything like that. You can understand maybe once, you know, in a million years. But the very next year makes no sense. We just can't make any sense of it. I have no idea what would have caused it. No fireworks. Don't know.
Looking at it from the year 2011, and I've said this, was one of the most prophetic years we've ever seen. 2011, the blackbirds fell out of the sky in Beebe, Arkansas. The fish started washing up all over the world by the millions. The cows started falling over dead, and deer and antelope. And then we had the big earthquake at Fukushima in Japan. Then the water started turning blood red in Texas. And then there was tensions were building in Israel. I mean, 2011 was a year almost like the end of the world was coming, okay?
Right.
So sometimes I wonder if God was sending us a sign. Well, the Lord showed me in the book of Hosea that because he said, "Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel, for I have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Because there's no truth, there's no mercy, there's no knowledge of God in the land. And because of the killing, the stealing, the swearing, the committing adultery, that blood would touch blood, and the land would start to languish." In other words, there would start being problems, and the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, the beasts of the field would all just start dying. And it has not stopped. I can tell you, last year there was 897 mass animal deaths in 97 countries of the world.
Wow.
So why in the world did God choose Beebe, Arkansas to start a 3,000-year-old prophecy? What goes on in this community? Well, this good, God-fearing community, right?
Well, maybe it's the center of the Bible Belt. Maybe it's...
Is it the buckle? I heard your husband say that. Is it the buckle of the Bible Belt? Is that what they say?
It could very well be. I mean, God has a reason. I don't know what it could be, but I do know that with time we will know.
Yeah. We will. Yeah. Well, what we're going to do, and again, this whole area was filled with dead birds everywhere. This Walmart did not exist then.
Yeah.
We're standing in the back of Walmart right now, and so this whole area, birds were falling everywhere, and birds fell in other areas around here. We'll talk to the mayor about that, and we'll find out when we meet. The mayor's name is Mike Robertson. And he was the mayor then.
Yes.
Still the mayor.
Yep.
Must be well liked guy. He's still around. He survived 2 of these apocalyptic. But we're going to talk to the mayor and see if he can tell us how the city responded, what changes he made. Is there any environmental reason this could have happened? Just to get his good guy, loves the Lord. I wonder what he thinks. So we're going to find that out.
Yeah.
So stay with us as our quest for the truth in Beebe, Arkansas continues. Are you serious? Are you serious? There is a huge coronal hole at the sun, right on the sun's atmosphere. Huge! Matter of fact, this hole just opened up in the sun's atmosphere, and it is turning toward Earth as we speak. According to NASA, the Solar Dynamic Observatory is monitoring this structure, which straddles the sun's equator just behind sunspot AR2670. This thing is massive. Matter of fact, this is a coronal hole, a region where the sun's magnetic field has peeled back and allowed gases of material to escape like high speeds of solar winds. A stream of solar wind flowing from this hole could reach our planet during the early hours of August 12th as expected, and enhanced magnetic fields at the leading edge of the stream will interact with our planet's magnetosphere, possibly sparking mild geomagnetic storms. Also, folks, if there's a solar flare right now, if there's an eruption, explosion, a kill shot is possible. And that is why we're very, very concerned. Got a lot going on up there in space right now affecting the Earth. Gamma rays, UV rays, cosmic rays of biblical proportion. And then what about Planet X? Are you serious? And this is what's going to blow your mind. This will blow your mind. 139 fireballs breaking through the Earth's atmosphere. It's unprecedented. It's insanity. It's insane. But it's happening right now. And so we've got to really, the signs of the end time. Look, the Bible said there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea, the waves roaring, and men's hearts will fail them for fear, for looking after those things coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to come to pass, he said, look up, lift up your head, your redemption's drawing nigh. Look, the Lord hasn't given you the spirit of fear. This is a warning to the world that Jesus is coming. The bride is ready. Are you?
Yeah.